Hi people, welcome to Blu UKjazzdance, Rebirth of the Call, Volume 1, designated 110% to my legacy. My legacy is legacy of leadership, and it's around me using the web as a place to market myself and what I do, market my achievements, the benefits, contributions and developments of my involvement in the arts, and that has been very extensive. I am a qualified European arts manager, administrator and business manager, and that happened through, first of all, me doing it self-taught vocationally, and then going to Oxford Brookes University from 05 to 09 as an individual who did a course there. Now, one of the key things, I love technology at the moment because it's allowing marginalised groups, underrepresented groups, to actually market themselves, market their knowledge, experience and skills in the arts, because for a long time ordinary people have contributed extraordinary things to the arts and science, and it's not been acknowledged. So UK Jazz Dance, for example, is now in its 33rd year. It's in its 43rd year as an art form that has a science. It has a history, has a heritage, has a culture, has a legacy of leadership. Many of the leaders have gone on around the world to teach dancers, professionals in the creative culture industries and within their institutions. Now, all these dancers are self-taught, but that's not being really identified or brought to the fore. You have to understand the importance of what I'm saying today. Individuals created an art form, they pioneered it, they innovated their own learning, training, development. Each UK jazz dancer that I know, pioneer, they create their own ways of learning. They have their own physiology, they have their own psychology, they have their own philosophy. Do you understand? They have their own history, how they engage in the arts, their own legacy of leadership. And part of what I'm using is using technology to share that with individuals, because we should be acknowledged for forging opportunities. Because the key thing about the UK jazz dance and the hip hop dancers, think about the Lindy Hop dancers, they forge opportunities for themselves, because there's a history of African diaspora dance always being suppressed by Western privileges. It's important that people understand, and we found ways to cope, manage and overcome that till we could really self-express our cultural freedom of through doing our own activities and development, because that's how it first started. We created our own activities and development, our platforming of our activities till it came marketable in the commercial industries. And what happened was, unfortunately, with the commercial industries, that UK Jazz Dance wasn't really promoted in the best way it could have been done in 1986 within a film called Absolute Beginners. It was actually dehumanized, actually. And I identified to individuals as quite embarrassing for me as an individual who knew that my culture had been dehumanized. It was embarrassing because I invited my dance teachers who do ballet, do tap, who do contemporary, I invited them to come and see the film. And when I saw the film showed our culture out of context, and it actually trivialized the subject matter, which was the riots of 1958, the race riots of 1958. It was embarrassing because I thought this film was going to be like West Side Story. I thought this film was going to be, that's going to have that type of caliber. It would be thoughtful, it would be respectful of UK jazz dance culture and the dancers, and the roles that they would play would be positive roles. It wasn't. And lucky I was there myself as an individual who shared with my teachers anyway the culture through magazines, etc., and shared the style. Lucky I, as an individual, could develop new ways to share with my teachers the caliber of UK jazz dance. And that was through me doing sketches, that was through doing my own platform shows, showing galas, doing fashion shows where UK jazz dance was in. I said, this is it, this is the choreography, this is how it is. That film, Absolute Beginners, does not portray us or our choreography in its true light. It's basically a film that dehumanizes us, and there's a history of Western privilege doing that, so don't look at that as an example. As I said, what I love is technology allows me to speak, having our own media. This is what technology allows. I'm using my iPad at the moment. As a person with dyslexia, I can't tell people how important my iPad is to me. Basically, when I get ideas, I can share information with individuals. My gift is I'm a visual learner, so I can look at a film, look at a book, and then grasp ideas. So I saw this book, Principles of Marketing. It's my own book from my own library, and I saw this would be a great, could be used this to share with individuals the whole understanding about the importance of marketing, that we UK jazz dancers have been unrepresented, we've been marginalised, we've not had an opportunity to market ourselves at our best level. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm using the web at the moment to do this. Blu UKjazzdance, which is part of my legacy. Part of my legacy is the way I market my art form, UK jazz dance.